Chosen one. Only 5 minutes left. Stop. Breathe. Feel this moment. This is not random, and it is not coincidence. You didn't stumble into this message. This message was released into your timeline. Heaven aligned seconds, signals, and unseen hands just to reach you now because something critical is unfolding around you. God is warning you in this exact moment, not to frighten you, but to protect what carries destiny inside you. Chosen one, you've been walking through shadows with questions you couldn't name. You've felt the tension in your spirit, the sense that something is shifting, that a decision is pressing closer than comfort allows. You've survived battles no one saw, smiled while carrying weight, prayed silently while appearing strong, and now the atmosphere around you feels urgent, as if time itself is leaning in, waiting to see what you will choose. And chosen one, before we go deeper, pause for a moment, hit subscribe and comment, "I'm listening," if your spirit has already responded. Because this message is about to speak directly to you, not to your fear, not to your past, but to the calling God placed inside you long before this moment arrived. Here is the revelation. There are only minutes left because a door is closing. Not violently, but decisively. A path is being sealed. A fork in the road is crystallizing into reality. If you rush, you could step into something irreversible. If you ignore this nudge, you may walk straight past the protection meant for you. This pause you're feeling, this delay, this interruption, it is not weakness, it is mercy. Chosen one, heaven has been investigating your situation quietly, watching patterns, measuring motives, weighing consequences you cannot yet see. What feels like pressure is actually divine timing, compressing the moment so you will finally see. Light is exposing shadow. Truth is surfacing beneath confusion. And God is not silent. He is precise. Listen carefully now. What you decide in the next few minutes will echo far beyond today. This message was not sent to entertain you. It was sent to warn you before it's too late. Stay with me, because what is about to be revealed will explain everything and guide you safely through what comes next. Chosen one, feel the weight of this moment. Not fear, focus. This message is reaching you now because time itself has tightened around a decision that cannot be postponed. Heaven does not rush, and it does not delay. God sends warnings at the precise second when movement is required, when standing still becomes just as dangerous as moving too fast. And right now, something is aligning. Something unseen is shifting into position around you. You may have sensed it already. That subtle pressure in your chest. That feeling that the atmosphere has changed, even though nothing visible looks different yet. This is how urgency speaks in the spiritual realm. It does not shout. It presses. It leans in. It narrows your attention until the noise falls away and only what matters remains. Ask yourself, why did this message reach you now and not yesterday, not tomorrow? God does not interrupt lives casually. When a warning comes, it means a window is closing and another is opening at the same time. The danger is not always destruction, it is misalignment, stepping too soon, choosing too fast, or ignoring a pause that was meant to save you. Chosen one, have you noticed how recently things have felt accelerated, as if events are moving faster than your emotions can keep up? This urgency is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to awaken you, to pull you fully into the present moment where discernment lives. The future is not decided in panic, it is decided in awareness. That is why this message did not arrive when you were distracted, but when your spirit was receptive. God speaks when the soul is quiet enough to hear. Something is about to shift, a conversation, a decision, a step forward or a step back. In whichever way you move, momentum will follow. That is why heaven is asking you to slow down internally, even if the world around you feels fast. Can you feel that invitation? To breathe, to observe, to listen beneath the surface? Chosen one, urgency does not mean doom. It means importance. It means what you choose next carries weight beyond the moment. This is a checkpoint, not a trap. A moment of divine recalibration before motion resumes. God is not asking you to fear what's coming. He is asking you to be conscious while it arrives. So stay present, stay grounded, stay open. Because this warning is not about what you might lose, it is about what you are being positioned to protect. And as we go deeper, you will begin to see exactly what is shifting and why this moment matters more than you realize. Chosen one, there is a door in front of you right now, quiet, unmarked, easy to overlook if you are distracted. It is not dramatic. It is not flashing signs or demanding attention. But it is real, and it is about to close. Not as punishment, not out of anger, but because every season has a boundary and every opportunity has a lifespan. What makes this moment sacred is not fear of loss, it is awareness of timing. This door may not look like what you imagined. It might be a conversation you keep postponing, a decision you keep delaying, a path you are half walking while telling yourself you have more time. But heaven sees what you cannot yet see, that once this door closes, the version of the future attached to it dissolves. And that is why this warning matters now. Before the hinge moves, before silence replaces possibility. God does not threaten with endings. He prepares with truth. When something is about to close permanently, it means it has fulfilled its purpose, or you have delayed past the window where it could bless you without costing you more than it gives. Chosen one, have you felt that subtle pressure lately, as if something is asking to be resolved rather than prolonged? What makes this closing different is that there may be no second chance, not because God withholds grace, but because timing shapes outcomes. Revisited opportunities do not return the same. They return altered, heavier, often requiring repair instead of growth. That is why discernment matters now, not later, not when emotions catch up. Now, while clarity is still available, this door could represent safety, alignment, or even protection disguised as loss. You may think you are losing something, when in truth you are being spared from something you cannot yet perceive. Or you may think you can wait, when waiting is quietly becoming disobedience to the nudge you've already received. Which one resonates with your spirit right now? Chosen one, closure does not mean failure. It means decision. It means the universe responding to your hesitation with resolution. God honors free will, but he also honors momentum. When a door closes, it is because standing in the doorway too long begins to drain your clarity. And clarity is what you need for what comes next. So listen closely to your inner stillness. Not your fear, not your attachments. The still place where truth speaks without panic. Ask yourself, what am I being asked to accept or release before this door seals itself? Because once it closes, the lesson will not disappear, but the ease will. And this message came now, so you wouldn't have to learn it the hard way. Stay with me. What follows will help you recognize exactly which door this is and how to move with wisdom before the moment passes. Chosen one, not every danger arrives wearing darkness. Some dangers arrive dressed as opportunity, as relief, as something that finally makes sense after a long season of waiting. And that is what makes this moment so delicate. What looks safe right now, what even feels right, is carrying a risk that your eyes cannot yet see, but God can. And that is why this interruption is happening now, before momentum locks the path in place. There are outcomes forming beyond the surface, threads weaving quietly beneath the situation you are considering. On the outside, it appears stable, promising, maybe even overdue. But beneath it, consequences are aligning that would cost you more than you realize. Your peace, your clarity, your direction. God is not stopping you because you are wrong to desire progress. He is stopping you because the progress you are about to choose comes with a price your spirit should never have to pay. Chosen one, have you noticed how something can feel calming in the moment, yet heavy afterward? How certain choices offer instant relief, but leave a residue of unease you can't explain? That unease is not fear. It is foresight whispering before logic catches up. God sees the full arc, the excitement at the beginning, the compromise in the middle, and the regret at the end. You are only seeing the first step. Heaven sees the last. This hidden risk is subtle. It would not break you immediately. It would drain you slowly. It would ask for small adjustments at first, tiny compromises that seem harmless. But over time, those adjustments would reshape your path in ways that are difficult to reverse. That is why God is not allowing you to move forward unchecked. This is not restriction, it is rescue. Ask yourself honestly, chosen one, why does this option feel slightly rushed? Why does it require you to ignore a quiet hesitation inside your chest? Why does it promise comfort, but ask you to silence discernment? God does not guide through pressure, He guides through peace. When urgency pushes you past reflection, it is often because something does not want to be examined too closely. The danger you can't see is not meant to scare you. It is meant to save you time, pain, and recovery you were never meant to endure. God is protecting a future version of you that is already real in His sight, a version that walks lighter, clearer, unburdened by avoidable regret. So pause here. Let awareness catch up to desire. Let wisdom stand beside emotion. You are not being denied, you are being redirected. And as we continue, what will become clear is how to recognize God's protection before it looks like loss, and how to trust His interruption when it matters most. Chosen one, this pause you're experiencing is not resistance. It is restraint with purpose. God is not blocking you to frustrate you. He is interrupting you to protect you. When heaven steps into your momentum, it is never accidental. It is because continuing forward, exactly as you are, would carry you into something your spirit should not have to survive. Interruptions from God often feel confusing at first. Plans slow down, doors hesitate, energy shifts, and your first instinct may be to question yourself. Did I do something wrong? Did I miss a step? But listen carefully. Divine interruption is not correction through shame. It is guidance through care. God pauses your movement because He sees what persistence would cost you if you didn't stop. Chosen one, harm does not always mean destruction. Sometimes harm is misalignment. Sometimes it is exhaustion. Sometimes it is slowly drifting away from who you were created to be. God intervenes before those subtle damages become permanent. What feels like delay is actually divine foresight saying, not this way, not now. Have you noticed how this interruption arrived right as things were about to solidify? Right before commitment, right before finality. That is not coincidence. God steps in at points of no return, moments when momentum would make it harder to turn around. This pause is mercy timed with precision. You may feel restless right now, unsettled, as if your inner rhythm has been disrupted. That discomfort is not meant to punish you. It is meant to wake you up. God is inviting you to reassess, not to retreat in fear. Ask yourself, if this path were truly aligned, would I need to override so much inner resistance to keep going? When God interrupts, He is not saying no forever. He is saying not like this. Protection often looks like frustration until understanding arrives. But one day you will look back and realize this interruption saved you from something you didn't have the words for yet. Chosen one, stillness is not stagnation when God is involved. It is strategic. It is space being created for clarity to surface. In this pause, your discernment sharpens, your awareness deepens, your vision realigns. So do not rush to escape this moment. Sit with it. Listen beneath the noise. Let God show you what you couldn't see while moving too fast. Because when motion resumes, and it will carry peace instead of pressure. Stay with me. What comes next will help you understand how to respond to this interruption with wisdom, not resistance, and how to move forward without stepping into harm. Chosen one, this is not the moment to move. It is the moment to center. When urgency rises, emotion often tries to take the wheel. Fear whispers, act now or lose everything. Excitement insists, this is finally it. Don't hesitate. But wisdom speaks more softly, and that is why you must slow your inner world before you take a single step in the outer one. What you do right now matters more than how fast you do it. Do not act emotionally. Emotions are real, but they are not always reliable guides in moments charged with consequence. Emotion reacts to pressure. Discernment responds to truth. If you move while stirred, you may mistake intensity for alignment. God is asking you to pause so your spirit, not your adrenaline, can lead. Ask yourself honestly, Am I being pulled forward by peace or pushed by anxiety? Be still. Stillness is not inactivity, it is alignment. In stillness, noise settles and clarity rises. When you stop trying to force answers, the right ones begin to surface naturally. God often speaks most clearly when the soul is quiet enough to listen. This is why prayer matters now. Not as a ritual, but as a recalibration. Prayer shifts you from reaction to reception. As you pray, observe. Watch what happens when you stop chasing resolution. Pay attention to what increases peace and what drains it. Notice which thoughts feel grounded and which feel frantic. Observation creates distance between you and impulse. It allows wisdom to emerge without pressure. Chosen one, have you noticed how truth tends to feel steady while deception feels urgent? Rushed decisions in urgent moments often lead to irreversible consequences. Not because you are incapable, but because haste bypasses discernment. God is not testing your speed, He is strengthening your perception. This pause is your safeguard. It gives you time to see what emotion hides and to sense what logic may overlook. You are not late, you are not missing out. What is meant for you will remain accessible when chosen from clarity, not chaos. If something disappears because you paused, it was never secure enough to hold your future. Trust that. So breathe. Pray without scripting the outcome. Observe without judgment. Let peace become your signal. In the coming moments, guidance will feel less loud but more certain. And when action is required, it will come with calm conviction, not fear-driven urgency. Stay here. Stay aware. The next step will reveal itself naturally once your spirit is settled enough to recognize it. Chosen one, there is a promise hidden inside obedience. A quiet assurance that if you listen now, you will be spared pain later. Not because life will suddenly become effortless, but because regret will not have to be your teacher. When you choose to listen in moments like this, God intervenes not just to stop harm, but to redirect your path towards safety, clarity, and alignment you couldn't have designed on your own. Listening does not always feel powerful in the moment. Sometimes it feels like restraint, like surrender, like trusting without evidence. But understand this. Every time you heed divine guidance before understanding it, you shorten the distance between wisdom and peace. You may not see the danger you avoided, but one day you will recognize the calm you preserved, and that calm will tell the story for you. If you listen, regret will not follow you into the next season. You won't have to look back and wonder how things might have turned out if you had slowed down, prayed longer, or trusted your discernment. Instead, you will feel a quiet gratitude, one that arrives later once perspective catches up. Have you ever noticed how the best decisions often feel subtle at first, but bring lasting peace? God's redirection may not look like what you expected. It may close a door without immediately opening another. It may remove an option without explaining the replacement. But redirection is never abandonment. It is precision. God guides not only by opening paths, but by gently steering you away from those that would drain you, delay you, or distort your calling. Alignment brings clarity, and clarity brings confidence. Not the loud kind, but the steady kind that doesn't need validation. When you listen, your steps may slow, but your direction sharpens. Confusion fades. Pressure loosens its grip. And even without full understanding, you sense that you are being held in something intentional. Can you feel how peace settles when you stop resisting the pause? Listening now also restores trust. Trust in your intuition, trust in God's timing, trust in yourself. It teaches you that you don't need to rush to be chosen. You don't need to chase to be aligned. What is meant for you moves with you, not ahead of you. Chosen one, obedience does not always feel rewarding immediately, but it is always protective. One day clarity will arrive quietly, and you'll realize that what didn't happen was just as important as what did. You'll see how this moment reshaped your future without chaos or regret. So listen, even without full understanding, even without reassurance, because God is not just saving you from something, He is guiding you towards something better. And what's coming will make sense in time, just not yet.